All right, so breaking news, not anything to do with Georgia or college football, but the coronavirus has basically shut down the NCAA college basketball tournament for both men and women. March Madness is basically ruined because of this coronavirus. No fans to any tournament games, men or women, just announced by the NCAA, effective immediately. This is huge. I don't know what's going on with the coronavirus. It seems to be a lot more serious than I think a lot of people believe, or even that we are hearing. Obviously, if they are willing to lose the millions, hundreds of millions of dollars that they would be making off of these tournaments, if they're willing to throw that away, obviously this coronavirus is a real freaking problem. March Madness is not going to be, I'm still going to watch it, obviously, but it's not going to be nearly as exciting. With no fans, it takes away, they place teams based on regions, what seed they are, to get them closer to home, to kind of give them a home court advantage, especially if you're a 1, 2, 3, 4 seed. That's out the window. Doesn't really affect anything now that there's no fans, because you're not playing in your home stadium or home arena for most of these teams anyways. So huge news breaking by the NCAA, just happened within the last hour. Pretty upset about it again. Imagine Georgia going into Tuscaloosa week 3 and playing that game with no fans. That game all of the sudden becomes a lot easier. Imagine going into Jordan-Hare, no fans. All of the sudden, so the home field advantage thing is really out the window for March Madness. It sucks, but I guess it is what it is. Michigan State University announced today, effective immediately, they have canceled all classes on campus until April 20th. 6 friggin' weeks from now. Canceled all classes on campus. Sounds like they're still going to do online classes, but no face-to-face interaction for 6 weeks at MSU. Colleges across the United States are doing this. At this rate, I think airports are going to get shut down for several days to kind of go under their own quarantine. This could eventually lead to a mandatory quarantine for everybody. That might be determined by state, but I don't want to get into the politics. Just wanted to touch on this because it is huge breaking news that affects the sports world in a huge way. All I've got to say is this shit better be gone by the time August rolls around. But anyways, in Georgia news, recently got a 3-star defensive tackle commit for the 2021 class, Marlon Dean. Marlon, like the fish. Don't know much about the kid. He's a very high-ranked 3-star. He's like the number 400 player in the country. Top 25 defensive tackle. Big kid. He's huge. 6'6", 270. I can very well see him being that Jordan Davis type nose tackle later on down the road. Would not surprise me at all if he puts on 20 to 30 pounds before next year, and is pushing 300 pounds by the time he gets to Athens. So we'll see what happens there. He just got ranked 2 weeks ago on the 28th. Was the first time he had ever been ranked, and that is what his current ranking is right now. He's like a 87, but again, he's a 3-star. But he's going to end up being a 4-star unless something crazy happens. He'll be a pretty highly rated 4-star, one of the better defensive tackles in the country. He's got an offer from almost every SEC school. He's got like 10 SEC offers. He's got Florida State in there. The fact that he's a defensive tackle, and Auburn and South Carolina, who in my opinion are very good at recruiting elite defensive linemen, the fact that they both offered him is very good news. So Marlon Dean, name to remember. He is the third commitment of the 2021 class for UGA. Not much else going on in the football world. For those of you that follow recruiting, Jordan Hancock, one of the top players in the state of Georgia, top 5 cornerback in the country, top 100 player overall, committed to Clemson. Earlier today, he currently goes to North Gwinnett, plays for North Gwinnett. This is big news because of Barrett Carter. Barrett Carter, who is his teammate and also his best friend, is uncommitted, has Georgia in his top 10. He also plays for North Gwinnett, and there have been rumors and some tweets sent out suggesting that Carter and Hancock could end up playing together at the college level. So the fact that, you know, Carter is a top 5 linebacker, he has an offer from Clemson. He's already released his top 10. Clemson is in that top 10, obviously. And now the fact that his best friend and teammate, Jordan Hancock, has committed to Clemson, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the crystal balls are probably going to start flying in for Barrett Carter to go to Clemson. We'll see what happens. That's not a, you know, it's all skepticism at this point, but just something interesting that happened today. There's not a lot of interesting things going on right now in college football, so it's actually newsworthy. But nothing else, you know, in terms of UGA football. Spring practice starts next week. A couple other teams have already started, including LSU. I saw a couple video clips the other day of LSU's first spring practice. So I believe the 17th is UGA's first spring practice. Be interesting to see, you know, what is said, and we have a lot of newcomers. Obviously, Jamie Newman probably being the biggest question mark. So definitely excited for March 17th. Get spring practice underway. Kind of get back into the flow of, you know, hearing news about Georgia football and who's doing really well in, you know, the spring practices, and who's not doing really well, and where are we at in recruiting. And there's going to be a lot more news here probably starting in the next week or so, which obviously is very exciting for me. Shifting gears a little bit though, talking more other sports as it relates to UGA. UGA plays tonight against Ole Miss in the first round of the SEC tournament for college basketball. Georgia's sitting at 15-16, 15-17, 15-16, I think. I could be wrong. 15-17 maybe. They have a losing record. They have to win, obviously, the SEC championship, the SEC tournament, to get into the NCAA tournament. Chances are very slim. But when it comes to UGA basketball, you never say never. For those that were fans or remember 2008, very similar scenario. Georgia basketball was not very good. They ended up running the table in the conference tournament, won 4 games in 4 days, including 2 on the same day. They played a doubleheader and won the SEC tournament, earned their bid into the NCAA tournament. So anything can happen. Not looking great, but hopefully they can get a win tonight against Ole Miss. They do have to get to 500 in order to be NIT eligible. Right now, they are not eligible for the NIT tournament. If they are 15 and 17, obviously they're going to have to make it pretty far in the tournament. They're going to have to win 3 games, and then assuming they lose, to even be NIT eligible. So even the NIT at this point is a long shot. But take it one step at a time, beat Ole Miss today, and, you know, go from there. Georgia baseball doing very well. As expected, they came into the season ranked in the top 5. I believe they were 4. Really haven't moved anywhere. They are sitting at 14-3. They did lose to Georgia Southern last night. I don't know why we can't beat Georgia Southern, but 2 out of the 3 losses this year are to Georgia Southern. They play them again tonight. Hopefully they can get that win. But they're sitting at 14-3 overall, and are either number 2 or number 3 in most polls across the country, only behind Florida and Texas Tech and a couple others. So we'll see what happens moving forward again with, you know, with baseball and basketball. Just wanted to touch on those a little bit since, again, this is a dead period for UGA football and nothing going on right now, really in recruiting or anything at this point. So let's hope this coronavirus does not wipe us off the face of the earth. Really bummed about the March Madness tournament, though, not having fans, because that obviously plays a huge role in the games. One more thing, almost forgot. I don't want to give too much detail. I don't want to give out the company name or what I could potentially be doing. All I want to say is I am currently undergoing an opportunity to become an analyst in some capacity at both the college and professional level for football. I would be doing both college and NFL games. It's nothing official yet. I am kind of in a tryout period right now and will be for the next month. So I will not know anything, you know, until mid-April. If I am actually going to be employed by this company. It is not going to be anything full-time. It's going to be part-time only during the football season, but it's obviously very exciting for me because it is a foot in the door into the industry, which obviously anybody that creates a YouTube channel and does these videos is essentially looking for. This is my passion in life. So talking about football, college football, NFL football, the data, the stats, and just everything that surrounds that, that's what it brings joy to my life. It really does. What I go to work for every day and what I do for a living is not what I love. I friggin' love football. I love college football. August to January is obviously my favorite time of the year. I'm in a depression basically the other months, but just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not going to put out the company's name. They are a very large company with a lot of gaining momentum, and I'm very excited for this opportunity. Like I said, it may not come of anything. I'm in a tryout phase right now with them, but I'm really hoping that this does get my foot in the door into the industry, and we'll see where that leads. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer. Tune into the game tonight versus Ole Miss at 7 o'clock. And go Dogs, and we'll talk to you soon.